The final flight coming up now, but it's Istabraq cruising home despite terrible conditions. The champion hurdler makes it 3 out of 3 this season and wins in effortless fashion. Another winner for JP McManus here at the festival.
It's 25 years since Istabraq stormed up that famous Cheltenham Hill to win a third successive champion hurdle. A winner of 23 of his 29 hurdle starts. At his best, he was almost unbeatable. And in 2009, he was voted Ireland's favourite racehorse. So we've come here to the Cashel Palace Hotel in County Tipperary to honour and celebrate one of horse racing's all-time greats.
My first memories was Aidan asked me to go to the Curragh and school this young horse that JP was after buying. So that was the first time I met Istabraq. He was just complete natural.
Istabraq wins for Ireland. Charlie Swan knows it. Mighty Boss in second, the rain third.
And what can I say? He's just a unique horse. He was kind of really a mythical character in our life. His natural ability, the way he jumped, the way he galloped, the way he cruised through a race, he was obviously 1 in a million for us. We knew he was one of those irreplaceable horses when he came along.
You know, when Istabraq was running, I knew where all the family were going to be. It was just automatic. And we were very lucky to have him, and lucky that Timmy Hyde and John Durkin identified him. And then John identified Aidan as the man he wanted to train him, and, you know.
Marvellous career, 3 champion hurdles and won his novice hurdle, and probably was robbed of another one with the foot and mouth disease, you know, cancer. So he would have been in the history books. I'd say he'd have done 4, definitely, you know.
Is that we have honoured the greats of Irish sport. And 6 months ago, we were having a chat, our committee was having a chat, and Con Murphy suggests, why don't we honour Istabraq? 25 years since he completed the hat-trick of champion hurdle successes at Cheltenham. So it was the ideal choice.
Actually, he was very, very special, and we were fortunate we had him a long time. He lived till he was 32, and we enjoyed him racing and for many years afterwards.
But it looks to be all over as Istabraq makes the final turn in the Smurfit champion hurdle. And Irish eyes are smiling for JP McManus. Unbeaten this season, Istabraq takes the last round of hurdles and is clear by 10 to 12 lengths. A faller at the final flight with Shadow Leader. It brought down Bellator, but they're toiling in the wake as they race up towards the line, because the champion hurdle this year, the Smurfit champion hurdle, goes to the Irish on St Patrick's Day. It's Istabraq and Charlie Swan.
He showed so much more speed than he had the year before. He jumped well. I kicked on around the last bend and he put the race to bed fairly quickly.
He was carrying the sport of the country that time, and you know, he delivered. And when he won the first one, you knew he was going to go on to do a sequence. That's what he did. You know, he was a very, very, very good horse. But I was a bit surprised that when he went to Cheltenham, that it was the 2.5 mile novice he went for. And I'll never forget being up in the stand and the horses going past the stands with a circle to go. I think the commentator enjoyed saying that Istabraq was last, but he was in front where it mattered, you know.
JP was very close to Dr. O'Brien, and Tommy was Dr. O'Brien's assistant. So they were such a help to us to learn how to train a good horse in Ballydoyle. It just came at really the perfect time for us.
Yeah, John passed away the previous January, just like say 2 months before that race in Cheltenham, yeah.
And your first words were, Aidan was right, he said he destroyed him.
He did. He told me about a week before. I said, well, what do you think? And he said he destroyed him, so. Which he did.
As the Irish champion, who's run 16 times and has won 14, this is his 17th race.
See, I mean, he had the drawing power, and you knew when Istabraq was running, it was a big day. The crowds were there. You had the buzz and the atmosphere, and he was a great attraction. So when he was running, you know, everybody was buzzed up for the day, and as you know, he delivered all the time, you know.
But Istabraq is a true champion, the epitome of a champion, bravely coming up the hill. Theatre comes through for a second.
And he was so iconic that 3 months after you retired him, you threw a retirement bash in Martinstown. What a day that was.
What a day is right. Yeah, actually he deserved it.
But the people who are maybe on the periphery of watching racing, they know Istabraq, they know Red Run, they know Dawn Run, they know the great names of the last 50, 60 years, and Istabraq is way up there.
So you go back to Cheltenham, you're bidding for a hat-trick. It hadn't been done that many times before, but the night before was 50-50 for him.
That's right, I got a phone call from Aidan to say that there was a bit of blood in his nose, and but Aidan sort of showed up. He said, look, he could have just banged himself, and he said, you know, that's probably what all he did was just bang his nose, whatever. And he was, you know, he was a little bit worried, but Aidan knew he had the horse in good order, so he really wanted to run him.
Every time he showed how good he was.
He did. The first day was very special. His last one, he had a few little problems, and Charlie rode him very patiently, and he still got there and won very easily. Incredible horse, really.
Aidan told me to ride him handy on the outside, and JP was after saying to me that, you know, because of the night before, the blood, and he says, sure, ride him whatever way you think, and if he's not going well, pull him up. I knew going to the start, Make a Stand was in the race, and he ran very free on the way to the start. I knew there was going to be a lot of pace. So I jumped him off as handy as I could, and they went so fast. I was just about on the bridle, so I had him where he was comfortable, and he was a long way back down the inside, but everything sort of opened up for him, and he won very well. I think he broke the track record that day, yeah. Yeah, it was amazing, yeah.
What made him so special?
I think his jumping. He was such an athlete. He was so quick over his hurdles. He used to win so many races, I suppose, and win so easy.
He was also a good judge of the man that the horse was sent to, Aidan O'Brien. That's how it all started. And he couldn't have gone to have a better owner or a better trainer than Aidan and JP.
Listen, it's hard to judge your own, but he was very special to me.
He was groundbreaking, and we're just delighted to be able to honour him and the three connections to that.
And when you look at the 2026 winner, they've got big shoes or hooves to follow.
They have a huge... They'll be doing well to match Istabraq, but we'll find one.